back. You know, my first guest tonight, one of the stars of that 70s show, now he's getting great reviews for his role in the new movie In Good Company. And this weekend, he's hosting Saturday Night Live. Please welcome Topher Grace. Thanks for being here.
This is, of all the shows you have to come to, this is always my favorite show to do.
Oh, that's nice of you to say. And it's nice, I know you're working on Saturday Night Live, which is in the building, so...
Oh, it's great, yeah. I just took an elevator down here.
Yeah, a lot of effort to get here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, and then I was like, screw it, it's in the same building.
Yeah, whatever. Might as well. Get a candy bar, do Conan, get up there. Now, could sound weird. So much to talk to you about.
But it was a good candy bar.
Yes, it was. So much to talk about. Saw this movie the other day, which was great. I really loved the movie, and you're getting a lot of great reviews. But we have to talk immediately about, I think, the most important salient point, which is that your love interest in this movie, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
And you have a makeout scene with Scarlett Johansson, and I love that, you know, you're a professional actor, you've achieved a lot of things, but you can tell that the minute I saw that, I was like, I bet Topher's so stoked about this whole thing.
Yeah, what's really important is that we captured it on film.
Yeah. You have, like, proof. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you guys can all go see it. This weekend.
No, you pervert. Yeah.
It was a like, she's, by the way, like the nicest, like funniest. Yeah. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, really, she's a nice down-to-earth. Have you guys ever had her on the show?
We actually had. She was on the show. She did a bit for us on the show when she was, what, like 11 years old or something?
Oh, weird.
Yeah, well, I'm 80 years old, apparently. You know, when she was just starting out in acting when we were first on the air.
Oh, no, she was only 19 when we did the movie, so that probably wasn't too long ago. You know, she's very beautiful, and you know, when you do one thing in a movie, you wind up doing, you know, 30 takes of it.
Sure.
And the, like, extra 40 that I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel like I got it. Like, one more take, you know, because I don't feel like I got the scene right.
Do you intentionally screw things up when you're kissing her so you have to do it again? Like, you're knocking over furniture all around you. Oh, sorry. Let's try it again.
Yeah, call her Scarlett.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. So then at the end of the day, I said to her, like, you know, as a joke, kind of sarcastically, I said, like, so, like, who's your best screen kiss of all time? And she goes, I guess she didn't pick up on it. She goes, probably you.
Whoa. Was that on film? Was that captured?
No.
Well, so now we just have your word for it, you know?
Well, I did make, like, an announcement to the entire crew.
Good.
Like, right, I was like, oh, okay, excuse me.
Right. Everybody here.
Yeah, and then I went and told the costume people, and there was some press on set that day, which was great.
Right, and you got the word out.
Yeah.
Now, have you done, like, a full-on sex scene in a movie before?
I have, yeah. This year, I also, in a small independent film called P.S. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Mom.
Yeah. The same person excited about the big inaugural coming up is now. So what was that like? What was with Laura Linney?
Yeah, who's another phenomenal actress, and it was the first time since 10th grade that I went over to her dressing room, and it was the first time I've said like, may I touch you here?
Right. Just so that it's all not, because when you're first starting out in the makeout business, you have to ask questions first.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I certainly didn't want to, like, touch her somewhere, and then, I mean, because it's like a, I don't know, it was a very small movie, but it was a pretty intense sex scene, and I was, like, really nervous, and I wanted to be the gentleman and kind of hold her hand through the scene, and, you know, it's going to be okay, Laura. And I was so nervous that she wound up holding my hand and, shh, it's going to be okay, Topher, you're going to be fine.
I heard you broke down crying and she carried you away.
Good, I'm very sensitive.
Yeah. Now, you you do a great job in this film, and also Dennis Quaid getting great notices for this movie. You guys are, it's an interesting story. You guys have worked before in the movie Traffic. You've worked together before.
I didn't work with him on screen, but there was kind of, you know, fortunately that movie did really well, so there was kind of a 3-month, you know, post-release party where we just kind of went around and, as a cast, picked up awards. So I was hanging out with him once, and he's a great guy. Dennis is, like, one of the nicest guys on earth. He was a big reason why I got this part, too. It was really nice of him to kind of speak up. It should have gone to someone more famous, I think.
But I was up for that part.
Yeah, that was weird. With 26-year-old
yeah.
Duryea.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the storyline was changed. I'm in a time machine, and you'll see.
Right. That's on a DVD.
Yeah. You know,
so
it's all explained. Yeah.
I was going on a first date, and this is 4 years ago when Traffic came out, and I said to Dennis, you know, I'm really nervous about, you know, where should I take this girl? And he said, oh, come to see my band perform. And I thought, oh my God, perfect. He's in this band called The Sharks, and I figured this way I can bring this girl to this concert and, you know, be like, hey, that's my buddy DQ up on stage. What's up, DQ? You know, whatever.
Right.
And it was the worst decision I ever made in my life. He's like the sexiest man alive. And not only is he like, you know, jamming out on the guitar and singing, but because he played Jerry Lee Lewis, he's got his shoes off and he's like playing the piano with his feet. Yeah. So the whole car ride home, it was like, you know, he's so sexy for his age, and he's so versatile, and yeah.
Is this her talking or you? Who was that?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I was going to say. It'd be a very confusing date.
Yeah, now you know how I got the job in the company.
Of course he spoke up for you, yeah. Now, your family's not in show business. You come from, like, it's like me. No one in my family, you know, was in show business growing up. Is your family excited about the fact that you're in this world now? Do they get giddy about it?
They're not too excited about it, but I invited them, and you know, we filmed here in New York in good company most of the film, and and there's another Dennis story. I introduced him to my parents, and I come from a pretty healthy gene pool, and you know, my mom's an attractive lady, and Dennis said, I think to be nice, but accidentally kind of an earshot of her, he said, oh, your mom's cute. And that was it. Like, it's been the worst year for my dad, like, from that point on.
Really?
Since. And then when we did the junket, like, a couple weeks ago in New York, you know, all these films are in the 4 seasons. You're kind of hawking the film.
Right.
And a friend of mine is Liam Neeson. And so we were having a drink in the bar, and he said, like, why are your parents late to pick you up for dinner? And I said, well, my mom has to get her hair straightened because she's meeting Dennis tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I told him the whole story, and then they showed up, and I said, oh, you know, Liam, get out of here. You don't want to meet my parents.
Right.
And he said, no, he's a charming guy,
yes.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
So he said...
You're not the only one with a crush. Oh, yes, he's very charming.
So anyway, I said, you know, get out of here. And he said, no, I'll stay. And I introduced my parents to him. My dad was embarrassing, as parents always are. And then my mom said, oh, hi, Liam, nice to meet you. And he said, Mrs. Grace, Dennis Quaid told me you were cute, but he didn't do you justice.
Oh. So now she's no talking to her, probably.
No, she's back. She works at a private school in Connecticut, and she's probably telling people that Dennis and Liam are, like, fighting over her.
Yeah, right. It's this thick love triangle. Your poor dad. Well, we have a clip here from In Good Company, and I don't want to give away anything people aren't supposed to know, but the basic storyline is that you come in to this job, you're very young, obviously, in the film, and you come in above Dennis, and it's very awkward.
That's it, basically. Just a huge corporate takeover, So I become his boss.
And he's this great salesman, down-to-earth guy, and suddenly has to deal with you being his boss. And I think that pretty much explains everything we need to know. Let's take a look at this clip from In Good Company.
How old are you?
I'm 26 years old.
26? And you're my new boss.
I guess so. That's quite a... It's quite a kung fu grip you got there, Dan.
Well, what kind of experience do you have in ad sales?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Dan. Not much.
How much?
None.
None. That's not much.
But I'm a fast learner, Dan. Hey, now that you know how old I am, how old are you?
I'm 51.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a year older than my dad, so that's weird.
That's a great... I think the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah,
I just love the shooting.
So
I love the hair, too. I love that your hair in the movie is...
bacon grease?
Yeah. It's a style that will not catch on. And we got to mention this before you go. That 70s show, your affiliation with them is about to end, right?
Yeah, I have. When I go back, I have about 7 episodes left, so it's getting really close to the end. And
right.
I never cry, ever.
Right.
Even in like Finding Nemo, I never cried.
You soulless bastard. Yeah.
But I have a feeling, you know, the last night I'm just gonna
completely lose it. Yeah. Well, you're on to good things. In good company. People are raving about this movie. It opens nationwide tomorrow, and you're hosting Saturday Night Live this weekend with musical guest The Killers. And you'll be great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Topher Grace, thanks so much. Nia Long coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stick around. Everybody, we're back. Nia Long coming up. Jim Gaffigan. A lot of shows still to go, but I got to mention something. A while ago, we did a piece on the show where we showed fake euro coins, and they're all just jokes and stuff, and harmless jokes about each country. And one of the coins was from the Ukraine, and we did a, like a little joke about them. Well, apparently that coin made some people mad, and we got a lot of angry letters, which happens from time to time if you do a show this stupid. But here's the interesting part. The angry letters we got were from the Ukraine. That's right. I didn't know Late Night was on in the Ukraine, and we have no idea. We don't know where the show is shown, and that got me thinking, where else are they showing Late Night with Conan O'Brien in the world? Well, folks, there's just one way to find out, and that is to viciously insult every nation in the world and see which ones they get letters from, right? So here's what we did. Yeah, see, we're thinking. Use the mind. So a few months ago, I set out to do just that, and it is working. Check this out. People in countries we didn't know got Late Night. This is all real. Now hate us enough to send angry letters. We're getting a ton of angry letters. Belgium, Brazil, Croatia, the list goes on and on and on. These people are furious. And, folks, let's keep it going. There are over 190 nations to get through, and we're up to the F's and the G's. So I'm going to pick up where we left off and work fast. Ready? Let's go. Finland. You've had over 5,000 years of culture, and the world's most famous Finn is still Huckleberry. Georgia, where Europe meets Asia and says, hey, why don't we both dump our crap here? France. You gave us the term déjà vu, as in, wow, I have this weird feeling you've been obnoxious and arrogant before. Déjà vu. Now, wait a minute. This is France, so I think I can't do just one. France. Rimbaud, Baudelaire, Gauguin, Manet. You're number one when it comes to great minds that died of syphilis. The Gambia, the only nation brave enough to say, let those offshore oil reserves wait. We've got a good thing going with these peanuts and palm kernels. And finally, Gabon. You have to question a country that grants 5 terms to a man called President Bongo. Take it, Joel.
Mail your angry letters to Conan O'Brien, Hate My Homeland, NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112.
Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, Nia Long is here.